You could be wiser as an educated advisor. Hello, everyone. I'm Steve Savant, syndicated financial columnist and money color commentator. On today's show, Small Businesses Need Valuation, part 4 in our series on the top 5 insurance strategies for consumers with Randy Pierson. So let's get down to business.
Thanks,
well,
Steve.
Randy, here we are again. Welcome to segment 4.
Happy to be back.
Happy to have you. We're talking about, when I think of business evaluation, I think of anal retentive accountants with CPA, enrolled agent behind their name,
Sure.
really deep and analytic kind of thinking, right?
Sure.
And the ability to talk about evaluation is difficult for 99% of the advisor and agent field force.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow, some way, you guys have developed a program that can differentiate an agent. I mean, I have to say, 90% of everybody going to small businesses, I want to take over your 401k. Well,
Yeah.
everybody says that, right?
Absolutely.
So you're looking for something unique, distinctive, that'll separate you from the pack. Why don't you walk me through the basic issues? I did not realize there were 28 million small businesses in the United States alone.
Yeah, 28 million small businesses. And the real disturbing statistic, Steve, is that less than 18% of those businesses have been approached by a financial advisor to help guide them through the myriad of planning needs that they have to address. So when we are trying to help advisors, agents get in front of more business owners, it's all about, once again, helping them address the prospective clients. Why? Why would they want to talk to them? Now, as you just said, they get approached all the time about their 401k plans or their employee benefit packages, health packages. But most advisors aren't walking up to a business owner and saying, hey, do you know what your business is worth? Right? Now, in many instances, the business owner's most valuable asset, the thing that they poured their heart and soul in and would consider the largest piece of their financial puzzle, they don't have a clue as to what it's truly valued at. So if an advisor could walk in and say, hey, if I could provide you with an accurate, reliable, useful business valuation that costs you nothing, would that be of interest to you? Few, if any, are going to say, no, I'm not interested.
You got two things you just said there that we have to kind of unpack. Number one, yes, I'm interested, but I'm an advisor and I've never done a business valuation in my life.
Yeah.
And that's the first thing. And then the second thing is okay, how did I went to this big doc that people are paying $5-6 grand for, maybe more for an assessment, and I'm charging the guy what? Nothing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, so, certainly we have a lot of programs at Gordon Marketing that I get that kind of response. Okay, so that's really interesting, but what do I got to do to get involved? And it sounds like I got to learn a lot of stuff. Now, most of our programs are turnkey opportunities that don't necessarily immediately require a lot of education, a lot of resources to get up and running and start to see an ROI. Now, over time, of course, you'll build a level of expertise, and that'll help you get in front of more people more effectively and get a bigger ROI on your investment. But you don't have to be a subject matter expert. We've got the tools. Basically, once again, it's a byproduct of our technological society, right? If we can particularly if we can get contact with the business owner's accountant or CPA, pull a few key pieces of information off their tax returns, we can generate, for the most part, an accurate business valuation that, once again, is useful in a lot of different areas, whether it's buy-sell agreements or key man or obtaining loans and financing, et cetera.
So you're saying the entry level to this is somewhat low because the tech is carrying the weight.
It's very low. You're absolutely right. That's a great phrase. The tech is going to do the heavy lifting for the advisor. If the advisor can simply ask the question, would you be interested in what I have to offer? We can provide the backup support to provide the deliverables.
We're going to tell the advisor, if I'm understanding correctly, here's their fact finder. You just need to follow your protocols, and we're going to show you.
Absolutely.
It's just a matter of doing it right,
Yes.
getting the right information, and then we're going to churn it out through our proprietary software systems.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, you bring up an interesting point. The advisor can provide this service at no charge, but we do have some advisors who do charge for this service because it's the perception of value conundrum, right? I could provide it for free if that's what I need to do to get in front of the business owner, but sometimes if they charge a fee, the value of that service takes on a whole different meaning.
I know that boomers that are getting ready to retire, that are business owners, as you said, their asset is their business, their largest asset. So they're trying to figure out, hey, I need to kind of get an idea of what this thing's worth. You always think it's worth more than what it is, and the evaluation sometimes can be kind of a downer. Certainly. You're reading it. It's not as big. Yeah. But from our point of view, from an advisor point of view, I can't be in the same stampede herd of the 401k providers because everybody's going into business trying to get in. So I like the evaluation, and I think most people, especially if the economics are right, which it is, free, I'd like to do that. Okay. And you said there's not a learning curve here. It's based on technology and a turnkey system.
Absolutely. If an advisor can ask the right questions and obtain a fact finder. Now, sometimes, the business owner may not have the data that is needed to complete the process. But if that advisor can get the contact information of the accountant or CPA, it's very much a turnkey program.
Now, I noticed that there's multiple, besides the evaluation and getting in front of the business owner, which is the, kind of the holy grail of marketing.
Absolutely.
We're really addressing 7 other opportunities. I mean, I'm looking at exit planning. Listen, he's going to sell his business. He's going to retire on the proceeds, I'm assuming. I need to know my exit strategy and how to pay the least amount of taxes on that transfer.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then my other issues is I notice key person. This is becoming a big issue. We split between who's the rainmaker of the corporation, key man, key woman, and who's the admin key person that's running the show. Yeah. So we usually gravitate to the rainmaker, who's the revenue guy for your firm. Yeah. But I need to know who is running the show and keeping that place, like running like a top of the line firm. Yeah. So there's issues of attracting, retaining executives, getting employees and their benefits. So there's secondary sales on this coming off this. Now, how long have you been doing the valuation right now as far as a turnkey program for you guys?
We've been doing it for a number of years. It doesn't do anything but continue to increase in marketability and receptiveness by the consumers. I think we've all heard the statistic that 10,000 people are turning 65 every year. Well, many of those are small business owners. And once again, if they're their biggest assets, they're the biggest piece of their financial wealth is wrapped up in that business, they really need to have a good understanding of what that business is worth and have an action plan that's going to help them get that wealth out of the business effectively. And the first step is understanding how much of that wealth is truly wrapped up in the business.
Now, I noticed that, a lot of these people that have their business as their largest asset, we think about, well, I sold it now. So I have a chunk of money here. Hopefully I was able to do my exit strategy with the least amount of tax consequences to it. But now this has become part of my estate. And now I have transfer issues to the next generation, grandchildren, or maybe even charity of my choice. These are the kind of standard reflex from doing an evaluation. So you're doing the evaluation just to get a number, an idea for the client. But actually these 4 or 5 different things I've just mentioned are actually natural consequences in planning that you can't avoid. So I see this as I'm getting in there, I'm making myself distinctive from the normal advisor going in there. I'm not asking for his 401k, but I might get it.
Absolutely.
Right? So talk about how if they wanted to engage you in this, do you do a seminar, or is there a boot camp, or what is there?
Well, most of that training we do on a face-to-face basis. It doesn't necessarily require going to a boot camp. We can provide that training via webinar and internet. We've got training videos and other support tools that are all web-based. So the beauty of this program is it, A, doesn't require a lot of time to get up and rolling and effective utilizing it by the advisor, and B, you can access it 24/7 on the web. So all you basically have to do is reach out to us, and we can introduce the program to the advisor. But, Steve, what I find interesting is, I'm a 30-year veteran in the insurance business, and I came in through the career agency system where I obtained a lot of really valuable training early on in my career. And what I find is a lot of advisors out there today didn't get that exposure to, in this instance, business planning opportunities and how to look for the potential sales opportunities there. I think by us helping advisors get in front of more business owners, but then also providing the education to teach them how to provide succession planning, key man planning, buy, sell, all that type of thing, is a resource that is woefully needed in our business and can help transform advisors' productivity from run-of-the-mill to extraordinary.
This could be a practice enhancement issue without question, building your practice.
Absolutely.
Well, listen, don't forget to watch our next segment on Mortgage Protection Program, part 5 in our series on the top 5 insurance strategies for consumers with Randy Pierson. And keep in mind, before moving forward with any of the ideas on our show, always check with your tax consultant, legal counsel, or your compliance officer. And don't forget, you can subscribe to my consumer show, Steve Savant's Money, the name of the game. Daily content that you can post on your website, social media accounts, and database distribution. I'm Steve Savant. Thanks for watching.